You're going to end up saying Chennai, mate.
Hello and welcome to Solent Sports News. I'm Cameron Anderson-Jones.
And I'm Fraser Day.
And we've got your 3:30 headlines. AFC Bournemouth have released their club accounts for the 2021-22 season in the Championship. It shows a pre-tax loss of over £55.5 million. Turnover is expected to be down by £18.5 million to £53.2.
Harry Kane says he is targeting many more goals for England after becoming his country's all-time leading scorer. Kane's record-breaking 54th England goal helped Gareth Southgate's side secure a 2-1 win over Italy last night, sending the Three Lions top of their Euro 2024 qualifying group. After the game, the captain said he's in the best shape of his career.
A really special night for me personally, I think. A really special night for the team. The first time England have won in Italy for a long, long time, so to be a part of that's amazing. But I just want to say a big thanks to all my teammates, the staff, you know, the fans, my family back home, my wife, and yeah, just a really special night for me, a night I'll never forget. And
Wales forward Brennan Johnson has not travelled to Croatia for their Euro qualifying match. There has been fears that the 21-year-old's fitness after he picked up a groin injury on the 11th of March. It's a huge blow for Wales as they'll face the World Cup semi-finalists later tonight.
Scotland head coach Steve Clarke has signed a new deal to remain in charge of the national team until 2026. Under Clarke's guidance, Scotland reached the Euro 2012 finals, their first major final since 1998. Scotland take on Cyprus tomorrow at 2 p.m.
According to football expert Fabrizio Romano, Julian Nagelsmann is set to be sacked by Bayern Munich and it could cost them up to £30 million. Former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel has been lined up as his replacement and Nagelsmann could be on his way to Tottenham Hotspur. Bayern will be hoping for a positive impact as they face Manchester City in the Champions League, having won all 8 of their games so far in the competition.
Cristiano Ronaldo broke yet another record last night with Portugal. He's become the most internationally capped player with 197 appearances to his name. Currently top of the group, his side travelled to Luxembourg on Sunday in another Euro 2024 qualifier.
Liverpool face Everton tonight in a highly anticipated Merseyside derby, beginning an action-packed weekend of Women's Super League action. The match kicks off at 7:30 with the Reds coming into the game trailing their City rivals by 6 points. Liverpool midfielder Missy Bow-Kern says anything can happen ahead of the derby.
From younger age groups, a derby's a derby, and it doesn't matter if it's the boys under 16s or the girls under 16s or the women's first team or the men's first team. I think even though any form, a derby's a derby and anything can happen on the day, and I think it's a big game, but we can't overthink that. It's just a game of football and we're going to Goodison to get a result, and that's what we need to focus on.
Legendary German footballer Mesut Ozil has announced his retirement from professional football after 645 appearances for club and country. Former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger has congratulated Ozil on his retirement, describing him as an artist and a player with special quality in the final third.
It's a huge day for Eastleigh FC tomorrow in the National League as they face Boreham Wood in a playoff showdown. Our reporter Barnaby Page is live at the Silver Lake Stadium looking ahead to the match.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, I'm here at the Silver Lake Stadium here in Eastleigh, where tomorrow is a big clash between playoff hopefuls Eastleigh and Boreham Wood, taking place in Hertfordshire. It's 6th versus 7th in the table. Eastleigh Football Club have given fans some coaches going into the game, and earlier today I spoke to one fan who is going down to Hertfordshire. The club's obviously subsidised some buses for this game. How many people do you reckon are going to go now?
I've heard there's 4 coaches going. I think for £5 per adult, I think there's got to be at least 200 minimum going, hopefully more. But 4 coaches, so I'm hoping a lot of people. I know that I've got a few friends coming tomorrow, so this will be a good game.
Do you think that that's going to give Eastleigh that boost then, give them a better atmosphere? Last time there wasn't many fans going to the game.
100%. We need the atmosphere. We need to get behind the boys. Obviously, Boreham Wood and Eastleigh are in a big playoff battle now. I believe they've got 2 games in hand on us. So it'd be really important to get 3 points against them. And if the fans can help in any way, shape or form, bringing them all along, that's going to help out, I think. So it should be good.
What's your prediction for the score?
Do you know what? I'm really hoping we win. However, we got a very bad streak. Whenever we go to Boreham Wood, we tend to not win. So I'm hoping we can win 2-1, but you never know because it's against Boreham Wood and they always seem to beat us. So yeah.
Would you take a draw?
Huh? Would I take a draw?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like yes, I would take a draw, but you know, if we're going to be a playoff team, if we're going to have any chance in the playoffs, these are the types of games we need to win. We need to show up for them. So.
Striker Danny Whitman has been the man in form for the Spitfires this season, scoring 12 goals in all competitions. But Eastleigh have lost their last game against Notts County, but a win in the FA Trophy against Altrincham has given manager Lee Bradbury a great chance of them getting back into the game, as Dan George spoke to the manager.
Yeah, very pleasing. Obviously, Notts County away is always going to be a tough game. The form they're in is amazing. And they made a real fist of it with Wrexham this season and really brought the standard up of the division, and I think we committed ourselves well. We were as good as they were for the first half, if not better probably, but their class showed in the end and they managed to get that win. But yeah, like you say, the attitude of the boys has been brilliant. We come back here where our record's been excellent and get that win and that's the most important thing at this stage is obviously the points, but we want to keep the performances high and we've managed to do that and get a bit of consistency in our game.
Slightly different 11, but Hampshire Senior Cup action in midweek. A few first-teamers, some young players. What was your kind of reaction from that result and progression in midweek?
Yeah, it was a tough one for me because it's the quarterfinals of a cup that we want to win. As a club, we haven't won anything for a while, so we want to try and get some silverware. But at the same time, I need to protect my players and make sure they're ready for the next 7 or 8 games and hopefully beyond that. And I didn't want to put too many of them at risk. The only couple that played in it, Jake Scrimshaw, who needed the minutes, who's been fit. Ryan Hill coming back from an injury, needed really to keep his fitness up. And I didn't really want to risk too many others. Roscoe played in goal as well. So it was a game that came at a wrong time, but the right time in some ways as well. So we managed to come through it injury-free, and we got the win. So yeah, really pleased.
Tough game against Boreham Wood tomorrow. What's your initial feelings going into this game?
Yeah, very tough team to beat. They don't concede many goals. Before their 2-0 loss against Solihull at the weekend, they've 5 clean sheets in a row, won all 5. And they're a team that are always there or thereabouts come the end of the season. So always a hard place to go, Boreham Wood. Big and strong and hard to beat, and we'll have to go out there and match them. We got a poor start last time we played there, and they got the lead early in the game, and we give ourselves a mountain to climb. So we need to make sure that we start well.
Eastleigh Ramadan started yesterday, and our reporter Saj Rahman spoke to Asenu Cisse. Let's have a look at what they got up to.
As the clock ticked down to 4:31 a.m, I necked 3 glasses of water because it was officially the start of Ramadan.
So it's the morning of day 1 in Ramadan, and earlier today George caught up with a food nutritionist that's worked with the likes of some Brentford players to talk about what he does to tailor the plans for each player that does Ramadan.
It's definitely a challenge, but there are ways around it. Sort of start your day off with like a smoothie, like a 500 calorie smoothie, protein smoothie. Have your breakfast around 6 a.m. Like a large carbohydrate based breakfast, and then just before sunrise, kind of 6:30 a.m. Start with like a casein based protein shake. It's like a slow release protein shake. And obviously, if you try and use more liquid-based foods in the morning, that's going to hydrate you for the day as well. And actually, when we've kind of calculated all of that out, it actually ends up being, we can easily fit 25 to 3,000 calories.
So that's what the food nutritionist thinks, but what do the players actually say? I'm going to head to the Silver Lake now to chat to vice-captain of Eastleigh Football Club, Hussein Usise, to find out what he does during the month of Ramadan.
During the day?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just normal day for me, yeah. And then when it's the time to eat, I just eat normally, not too much, but I drink a lot of water. No, I'll keep it to breakfast. Sometimes I just have some dates, 4 dates, milk, and that's it. When you're doing the Ramadan, you're doing it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you obviously, during the day, you're not allowed to eat or drink, so you don't really need anyone to help you to do something, because I've been doing that for time now, so I know my body better than anyone else. I don't think about it at all, and then it doesn't affect my body because my body used to.
That's easy for a pro to say, but let's go put that take into action. I've got my football boots here, and it's a crucial day in five-a-side for our team. First day of the new season having been promoted, so let's see how I cope whilst fasting.
So I headed down to Pelham's to play football. Boys? And the boys were slightly confused at the GoPro, but that didn't affect what happened on the pitch. I was more busy in the warm-up than the actual game. And this brilliant goal from Dan Newman.
Hey, unreal that.
Before this brilliant bit of play from James Third.
Dan's gone. Oh, finish.
Secured
Nice,
a very, very comfortable victory.
So that is that. Yes, we did get the W. And as Cisse said, you kind of forget about fasting whilst you're playing. You're so locked in on the game and what's happening. But as you can see, it is now dark. So I'll drive back, and in the meantime, I'll show you what Mum's been cooking up for me. Yes, I know it looks delicious. I have my own plate ready here to eat. I was late as I was at football, but a lot more footballers will actually be breaking their fast on the pitch because the Premier League has announced that it will allow officials to pause the game for Muslim players to break their fast if it does indeed come across in the evening. First day of the month done, a tough day, and the days will get longer with the clocks going forward on Sunday. But for now, 1 down, 29 to go, and I'll see you back in the newsroom.
Earlier in the week, our snooker correspondent Ollie Power travelled down to Chandler's Ford to visit the town's snooker club, where a young prodigy is making a name for himself.
If I were to tell you that a 14-year-old played at the highest level nationally in a sport, you'd think of Fortnite. But one young teen is Southern Region champion in a very different sport, and he trains here at the Chandler's Ford Snooker Club. After double maths and biology, most just want to get home, into their comfies and play some Xbox, but not O'Shea Scott. He comes straight from school to the Chandler's Ford Snooker Club to hone in on his craft while still in uniform. He trains 3 or 4 times a week and sometimes finds himself drifting away in the mellow atmosphere of the club.
Yeah, they give me quite a lot of support. They help me through everything, and yeah.
Last weekend, the youngster claimed his most recent title after winning the 2023 EPSB Under-16 Junior Series South Region Championship. Earlier in the month, he came third in the Under-16 European Championships held in Malta. And his success doesn't stop there. He also took part in the HIBSF Home Internationals, getting a call-up to represent England.
Yeah, it feels really good. Yeah.
Despite being only 14, he's played numerous times at under-21 level. O'Shea is nicknamed the King of the Long Pot and bases his game on some of his heroes like Kyron Wilson.
My coach named it for me, and yeah, because I just couldn't really miss a ball, to be honest, but yeah.
The team remains humble and lets his play do the talking. So what's next for the prodigy? Could Chandler's Ford have their very own Ronnie O'Sullivan?
Ollie O'Sullivan clearly didn't want to get involved in that one. In golf, Rory McIlroy made it 2 wins from 2 out in Texas after a sensational finish in his group match against Denny McCarthy. It was his 375-yard drive that finished just 4 feet from the pin, as he then went on to get a 2-hole win. McIlroy requires a tie in today's match with Keegan Bradley to progress through to the knockout stages.
In cricket, England all-rounders Ben Stokes and Moeen Ali have joined Indian Premier League side Chennai Super Kings. The team had a forgettable campaign last season in the IPL, finishing 9th in the table. The 4-time IPL champions failed to advance to the qualifiers for the 2nd time, winning only 4 out of their 14 matches.
And finally, with no Formula 1 this weekend, all eyes are on Formula E as they visit Sao Paulo in Brazil for the very first time. Pascal Wehrlein leads the championship on 80 points, clear of Jake Dennis, his nearest competitor. And the first practice session will get underway tonight at 7:25 as they prepare for the Sao Paulo E-Prix tomorrow.
That's all from us now. We'll be back next week, but in the meantime, you can check out our solentjournalism.co.uk website for more.